Oh, VTuber drama. We're back at it again. Let's see what this is about this time. So, BananaJuJu. Well, we'll start off. So, what starts us off is Fifi. She's a very prominent VTuber. I remember her back in the day. She used to do a lot of like YouTube videos, and she would do clips of like hentais and stuff, and she would post on YouTube. So I didn't know, but I guess she started a Fansly account a while back. But anyway, she received an award from Fansly for being in the top 0.1% of creators for Fansly. That's fucking wild. That's actually wild. Like they received that. I don't fucking care. You know, I guess she is what I would consider a lewd tuber. I don't really care if she's lewd. I don't give a fuck. But anyways, BananaJuJu replies back and says, or tweets back and says, and the horror award goes to Fifi. So I'm gonna say this. BananaJuJu she's 1% right about this. Yes, Fifi is a whore. Like for this era, you know. Whether or not she should have said it, you know, that is entirely her opinion. Obviously, she can be very vocal on that. If that's what she wants to do, that's totally fine with her. I have no issues with BananaJuJu or Fifi. I like both of them. Honestly, I forgot Fifi was still around. I haven't heard from her in so long. As far as like, I haven't seen her content pop up at all anymore for me on YouTube. Powder replies back, tell like it is, Juju. It's shameful behavior that shouldn't be celebrated. Hey, this is all true. This is all true. POW. Twitter do be mad when you name things for what they are. They can't handle the truth. It's true. I mean, and look, I read this first time. This is fucking. I found it hilarious. Ochadoji says, please don't hate on Fifi. She's at least genuine and real about what she does. She doesn't pretend to be someone or something she isn't. She's having fun pursuing her interest. She worked hard to get where she's at right now. She's also a really sweet person who truly cares about people, even a nobody like me. She might be an e-whore, but she's an e-whore with a heart of gold. There's more to her than just tits and ass, although there is an awful lot of those. LOL. Dude, this an e-whore, but she has a heart of gold. That is fucking, you know, and then that is hilarious. This is a good read. BananaJuJu says the same thing. They say that about a lot about prostitutes. And it's great, it's great. So Banana says here, she doesn't hate Fifi. She's just stating a fact. She just hates the system. Back in the day, if you were a prostitute or whore or whatever, like it was like you kind of kept it on the down low, you know? It wasn't super public, and I understand where Banana's coming from that. But obviously the people who are going that simp for Fifi or just online whores in general, they're gonna fucking bash Juju for this. I expect it. So I will say this. Somebody responded to Juju. Somebody I didn't think would ever respond to Juju. Fucking Justin Minks responded. Now, I used to feel bad for her back in the day. Like she has mental issues and all that shit, but honestly, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about her anymore. I really don't. She's a fucking lying bitch. So this guy says, wasn't Minks's respond to unsolicited opinion from you about sex workers? If you talk shit about a group of people, that is soliciting a response. And she's right, you are a hypocrite, you can't even do something. So yeah, so Justin Mink says BananaJuJu is a hypocrite. And the entire reason for she's saying that is, so an artist made fan art for BananaJuJu. She's in a swimsuit with, you know, American flag colors. Hey, I don't see anything wrong with this. She's at a beach setting. This is totally fine in my book. This isn't hypocritical. It's just fucking fan art. It's not like you can't really say it's lewd. There's nothing sexual in nature about women or men at a beach wearing swimsuit clothes. Like if it's the scene environment, there's nothing wrong with that. Minx is calling her a hypocrite because she reposted or retweeted fan art. I don't. This is fucking entirely different. This doesn't make her a fucking hypocrite. It really doesn't. Now, this is entirely different. Like if you're gonna try to compare this to fucking Amaranth or Alinity, like hot tub streams and shit, like you're just fucking retarded at this point. And Justice Minx is somebody I've known her in the past for like because she used to be really popular in streamers. She used to do like a lot of OTK events. And I used to feel bad for her. She's fucking mentally challenged, man. She's not all there. She's fucking stupid. She at one point, and then I think Tactical Templar eventually goes in on her as well. Remember when this alcoholic whore said she used to be a Tecton's roommate? This is true at one point. I don't know where the fuck this came from. She never will live with Tecton, but for some reason, she says or thinks she did live with Tecton. And it's fucking absurd. And I wouldn't be surprised the amount of people fucking that still believe her for this shit. But back in the day, Justin Minx was at like a streamer house with a bunch of other streamers. At the time, everybody knows that Justin Minx was on heavy medication. She's trying to consume alcohol. There's one person out of the entire group stands up and says, "Hey, look," and it's SFan. He says, "Look, you do not need to be drinking alcohol. You're on medication. Alcohol and meds, they do not mix." Asmongold later on, he replies to it on the Twitch or whatever it is. It says Esfan has no right to tell her how to live her life. Asmongold gets a lot of backlash for this back in the day. And I think rightfully so. He does eventually, he changed his opinion on it. And it was Esfan was being like the dad here. It was good he did that. I do say this. I do wish Banana just didn't make a tweet about Fifi. And all this, none of this would never happen. I don't think I mean, if you want to start a conversation with it, that's totally fine. But this is like it's pretty mid tier at best. But the amount of hate Juju's getting, and at one point, Justin Minx even calls her a fucking Juju a racist. Right, being called out by a racist, misanthropic VTuber was not on my 2026 bucket list. Where this is coming from is they're trying to say that BananaJuJu is racist because of her model has like dreads or like dreadlocks. This is so fucking stupid. So dreads first originated like 3,000 years BC or some shit like that, and later on, X amount of thousand years ago, eventually Vikings have dreads. Egyptians have dreadlocks and stuff. India has the Shiva, their god, which is called Shiva. They have the depictions of her in the art books and stuff where she actually is wearing dreads. Like you can't sit there and say it's cultural appropriation because back then none of this kind of like shit existed. Like, so dreadlocks has been around for thousands of fucking years. This isn't some fucking thing that just recently came out. Like you know, the past 100 years or so. There's nothing racist about her hair here. I just don't understand that you're just fucking ignorant at that point if you still think fucking she's like this is racist model. But anyway, out of this right here, I don't even think Fifi's even offended about this. I do think fucking Justice Minx should just fuck off though. I can't stand her. I really don't. Well, that's it. It's not that big a deal though. Have a good one. Peace out.